The air reeked of ash and dread. High in the western hills, smoke curled above a rebel encampment, its tents patched with scorched canvas, its ground littered with the scars of spirit fire. Charred soil, cracked earth, silence, broken only by the wind and whispered prayers. Aika stood before the bonfire, face smeared with ash, eyes fierce beneath the flicker of flame. "These are not just stories," she said. "Zino Akanjo has given his body to something ancient. It is eating our names, our children, our memories." The crowd shifted. Former guards, displaced miners, teachers, vendors who no longer saw themselves in mirrors. Aika raised her blade high. "I saw a man forget how to speak. I saw a mother forget her child. I won't let this city forget itself." A cheer rose, quiet at first, then louder, then united. Behind her, Nari stepped forward, in one hand, her mother's journal, in the other, the white mask. She said only one thing: "The mine is not a place, it's a wound, and we have to close it together." From the highest spire above the Akanjo mine, Zino watched them, the rebels, their fires, their hope. He could smell it, fear seasoned with purpose. "They're coming," muttered a mirror-touched soldier. Zino didn't respond. He was listening to the voice inside his skull. "Let them come, let them burn. The gold remains." Zino clenched his fists. The skin at his knuckles split open, not from tension, but from the thing he was becoming. Ash drifted from him like dust from forgotten ruins. He was no longer a man, not entirely. Underground, the rebels moved like ghosts through forgotten tunnels, ones the mine once swallowed whole. Aika led them forward. They carried explosives, charms, and songs whispered by the spirit children. Above them, Nari prepared the ritual. She stood alone at the mouth of the pit, her arms marked with 7 carved sigils, one for every broken chain. Tene's voice still echoed in her mind. "The fire will not answer wrath. It will answer remembrance." So Nari spoke. Her name, her mother's. The names of those lost. And the tunnel shook, not from dynamite, from memory. Because names once spoken cannot be erased. Deep beneath the mine, Zino sat on a throne of salt, the sacred kind, once used to bind spirits, now clinging to his body like dead skin. His nails were black. His voice cracked when he spoke. "I remember nothing." The words echoed to no one, not even the eater. He stared into the mirror before him. It didn't reflect. It absorbed. He saw a child, himself, once, kneeling beneath the cola tree, the spider on his chest, the whisper. "You were never chosen. You were offered." He smashed the glass. The shards didn't reflect either. They swallowed light. Zino staggered forward, salt burning his palms. He tried to cry, but his tears turned to ash. At the rebel camp, Nari drank from a clay bowl. Tene handed it to her in silence. "It will show you the final vision." She drank. Bitter, then sweet, then still. And suddenly, she saw Zino, alone. The throne, the last prophecy, coiled beneath him. Her own hand raised to strike. Fire, everywhere. When she awoke, Tene's eyes were grave. "You must go, alone," Nari nodded. "And if I don't return?" Tene touched her shoulder. "Then we burn the rest." Aika handed her a satchel of iron beads and ash charms. "You know he won't let you speak. Then I'll make him listen." Nari placed the mask over her face and stepped into the dark. The stairwell spiraled like a serpent. Each step echoed like a heartbeat. The air grew thicker, heavier, alive. She reached the final threshold, a cracked archway with 3 ancient words carved above it. Ugbanje, Nkemba, Ama, the devourer, that which belongs to me, the final path. Inside, the chamber pulsed, not with breath, but memory. At its center, Tene knelt, bound in chains of gold and bone, eyes glowing faintly. "I saw you coming," she whispered. Nari ran to her. "Who did this?" Tene nodded toward the shadows. Zino stood there, barefoot, eyes nearly black, skin falling like paper. He looked tired, not enraged, just empty. "You shouldn't have come." "I had to. The eater is inside me. I know." He stepped into the light, and Nari saw him fully. Symbols burned into his chest, his voice no longer his alone. "Fight it," she begged. "I tried." "You still can." "I forgot Mama's name." The silence was heavier than chains. "I tried to say it this morning," he said, and it was gone. He held out a scroll. "I stole this, before the priests were erased." Nari opened it. Tene gasped. Written in fire ink, "Only love will end hunger." Years ago, a fire. Zino knelt beside their mother's body, whispering, "Take me." Not her. Their mother had shielded Nari with her name, offered Zino's as a decoy, and Zino had known. All this time. "I don't want to forget you," Zino said now. Nari stepped forward. "Then remember this. You were never a monster, just a brother, left behind." Tene's chains cracked. The chamber trembled. The sky split open above them. The eater was listening. The pit chamber roared. The ground pulsed like drums. Zino stood at its edge, swaying. The voices in him layered, distorted. "Run," he said. "I didn't come to run." Nari's mask glowed in the torchlight. "I came to end this." Zeno's laugh was cracked. "End what? Our legacy?" The lie. Behind him, the pit breathed. A mouth of stone rimmed with bone teeth. "Only one may leave," it whispered. "The other must be mine." Zeno turned. "You always hated the throne." "I hated the cost." He lunged. A gold blade flashed. Nari blocked it with the iron beads. They fought, over the pit, over the past, over a future neither had chosen. Her mask cracked, his chest burned. "You were always the favorite," he screamed. "You were always the sacrifice." She screamed back. Blood hit stone. Then, Zeno paused. His blade trembled, his voice softened. "Kill me, please, before I forget you again." Nari stepped back, breath shaking. "No." The pit opened wide, wind tore at her cloak, and Zeno stepped forward, raised both hands, and whispered, "Mama." The eater screamed, because it had not taken that name. Not yet, not fully. And in that moment, Zeno remembered, then turned to Nari, and smiled, "I choose," and stepped into the pit. He fell in silence, no struggle, no fear, only peace. The pit roared, not in triumph, but in grief, because it had not claimed him, he had offered himself. The pit erupted in fire, then cracked, then stilled, its final whisper, "He gave me the one name I could not take, his own." And then it vanished. The hunger, the mouth, the eater, gone. Dawn returned to Nkemba. The skies cleared, birds returned, children spoke their names again, books refilled with words, photos remembered faces. Nkemba exhaled. Outside the mine, Nari emerged, covered in ash, burned where water could never reach. Ayika ran toward her. Nari raised a hand. "I'm okay." But they all knew she wasn't, because Zeno was gone, and only she remembered him. A week later, the throne stood empty, cleaned, unclaimed. Nari placed the broken mask at its base, held her mother's journal, faced the crowd. We will never forget him or what forgetting cost. Then she turned and walked away, leaving the throne behind. The city rebuilt, but memory takes longer. Shrines were lit again. Children sang old songs, but not everything returned. Not every scar faded. At the Akanjo estate, Nari built a room around the throne. Stone, mirror, ash. Above its entrance, "Do not name what you do not understand." In the dust quarter, Tene faded quietly. "You kept the flame," she said. "It still burns." "Good," she whispered, "because when it stops, it means you've forgotten who you are." Nari walked the streets without guards. Vendors bowed. Children called her Nkemjika. She never claimed the title. She wore her mother's journal on her back, a mirror shard around her neck. And whenever the city grew too quiet, she stopped, listened, just in case something whispered back, because fire, once called, never truly leaves. And she was now its keeper, its witness, its warning.